Hello dear students, welcome you back for lecture number 7 on the topic system of particles and rotational motion. So in today's class we are going to study a concept which is known as pure rolling. So I had given a brief idea regarding pure rolling in the first lecture itself. Okay, so what exactly is pure rolling? All of you are familiar with the word rolling. So rolling is something to do with again rotational motion, and let us understand what exactly the word pure means here. So here pure rolling is a combination of a translational motion plus rotational motion. To be precise, I must say it is the combination of pure translational motion and pure rotational motion. So when we combine translational motion with rotational motion, then the rolling what we get is called as pure rolling. Now all of you are familiar with the word translational motion and rotational motion. In the first class only we had studied this. Just to recall few things, what was the difference between translational motion and rotational motion? One thing is the line drawn will be always parallel between any two internal points in translational motion, and in rotational motion the lines were not parallel. And what was one more difference? In rotational motion one of the axes were fixed and all the particles were rotating about that fixed axis. Now one more difference in translational motion, you have seen that all the particles will travel with same velocity and same acceleration, whereas in rotational motion every particle is going to travel with different velocity. Okay, so you have studied translational motion as well as rotational motion. Now let us understand what is pure rolling. When we add both translational and rotational motion, that will give rise to pure rolling. Understand by this analogy. Suppose this is one spherical body, okay, and rolling on this surface. So now this body will have a center of mass. Let me call it as O, or I'll just write 0. Let that particle be x here. Okay, now this particle will travel certain distance, this body will travel certain distance and it will come here. Okay, O, and it had come here. Okay, now this is the first case. This is the translational motion. All of you know translational motion, it's a type of a linear motion if it is traveling in a straight line. If it is following any other path, then you should write it as a curvy linear motion. Now this is a good example of translational motion. Imagine for a while this body, which is a spherical body, you apply certain force and it slides to this at this point. I will give this point A and this point B. Okay, imagine one particle x, it has come here. Okay, now see here, line drawn between them is always parallel. If I draw a line between O and X, it's a parallel. So it's a good example of translational motion. Now this same body, if it is rotating also, that point O, here X, this body is now rotating with angular velocity omega, and after rolling, after traveling certain distance, that particle x which was here, it might have come somewhere here, or I will draw, it has come here at this point. Okay, now this is again center, this is my omega which is rotating with omega. So is it not a good example of rotational motion, right? Rotational motion. Got it. Now in first case, imagine the body is traveling in a straight line without rolling. So the line drawn between any two internal points are always parallel. So x was here, after the motion the x is still here, and if you draw the line, they are parallel. So the velocity of the particle, of every particle of this body, as well as acceleration will remain same for every particle, whereas velocity will always change for different particles. Yes or no? Particle at this point will have velocity in this direction, at this point it will have velocity in this direction, at this point will have velocity in this direction. Are you understanding? Now the combination of this translational and rotational motion is known as pure rolling. So basically what is happening in pure rolling is the body is undergoing pure translational motion as well as pure rolling motion. But practically, is it possible for a body to undergo pure rolling? Yes, 100% possible. You might argue with me कि how does the particle will undergo pure rolling? Because translational motion also should be satisfied this condition. So in translational motion, every particle should travel with same velocity, and it should follow a straight path. But here, imagine there is one particle at the center, which is known as center of mass. Center of mass is always going to follow a straight path. Yes or no? So this one particle is satisfying this translational motion condition, and the rest all particles are satisfying rotatory motion. So this is a good example of pure rolling. Okay, fine. Now see here, suppose now if you want the how do you get an answer for pure rolling, you have to just do the vector addition of translational motion and rotational motion, and once you add them, you will get what? The vector addition of both the, as well as you will get the magnitude. Suppose now this particle was traveling with certain velocity v. So if it was traveling with certain velocity v, you can easily get the displacement of this particle. So it will travel in certain time t. So displacement of this particle will be v into t. Similarly, for this particle, displacement will be angular displacement, which is given by theta, and theta is given by omega into t. Theta equals to omega into t. Have you understood? So this is all about pure rolling. Okay. So combination of translational and rotational motion is known as pure rolling. Okay. And how it is satisfying that condition? The center of mass particle will follow a straight path, whereas all other particles will follow a rotational path. Okay. Now let us understand little bit rolling in much more effective way. Okay. Now here what happens, you just see here. The first condition only, it's a translational motion, right? Translational motion. So if the particle is here, after a certain time it will be here only, or else you take center of motion particle. Okay, so it is traveling with velocity v. Similarly, second condition, the body is traveling in a rotational motion. Yes or no? So it was here, and after certain motion it might have come here at point x, at point x. Now see here, students, velocity of this translational motion of every particle will be here. Velocity will be same. Since it is a translational motion, velocity will be same for translational motion. But if the body rotates, then the problem is, if I take the velocity of this particle, it will be in this direction. So here velocity will be this direction. So what is v is equal to omega into r. If I take velocity of this particle, it will be, I'll erase this. Okay. Now suppose go x. So if the particle is undergoing pure rolling, so translational motion, velocity will be same. Here velocity of the center of mass will be same. Particle having velocity here will be what? Omega r. If it is in this direction, it will be omega r, or you can write omega 1 r1 omega 2 r2 for velocity of the particle. If it is here, it will have velocity in this direction. If it is here, it is having velocity in this direction. If it is rotating clockwise, and if it is anti-clockwise, do exactly opposite. Now that's the difference between a translational and rotational motion. Now in pure rolling, there is one condition that has to be satisfied. This point is known as point of contact. Okay, this point is known as point of contact. Now how do you understand what will be the magnitude and direction of the pure rolling? Like suppose if you want to get the direction and magnitude of this pure rolling at this point, what you are going to do is, once you know it is traveling in this velocity v in straight line, so omega r is in this direction, v is in this direction, so vector addition of this will give you what? the magnitude as well as the resultant. Magnitude is just add what is velocity, what is omega r, add them, and that will give you direction. Suppose I want to get velocity, magnitude as well as direction of this. So you have to do vector addition. Omega r is in this direction and v will be in this direction. So at this point of contact, you observe one thing here is it is 0. Are you understanding? Only in case of pure rolling, the point of contact, the particle at point of contact will have 0 velocity. Are you understanding my point? Are you getting my point? See here, students, have you understood how to get the magnitude and direction? Now we'll just understand point of contact little bit much more effectively. Now see here, I'll give one more example. Velocity is in this direction, omega r is in this direction. What is this rotational motion? What is this translational motion? Vector addition of this will give you pure rolling. So what will be the direction of these two vectors? It will be here, right? You have seen how to resolve the vectors. So this is pure rolling. Got it? Now suppose the particle was here. Now since it is rotating clockwise, so omega r will be here. Since it is translational motion, it is in this direction, this. So at this point, only if it is pure translational and pure rotational, then only at point of contact, particle at point of contact, the velocity will be 0. Velocity will be 0. Always remember, in case of pure rolling, at the point of contact, the particle will have 0 velocity. 0 velocity. Okay, are you understanding? Now see here. But you might argue with me also, sir, this body is rotating. How does the velocity will be 0 at this point? See here, equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Here the velocity will be 0. If not, understand, if this particle after some time t, it had come here. Sir, how you are telling ki velocity of this particle is 0? This particle is still moving. But after certain point, there will come one more particle here, right? Yes or no? That particle was here. After certain time, it has come here. So at this point, that same particle is having 0 velocity. Are you understanding? So what I am telling you is velocity of the particle at point of contact will be 0. Not necessary ki I take this particle only, so throughout the motion I should wait for this particle to have 0 velocity. No, this becomes point of contact. Is it point of contact now? Few seconds earlier this was point of contact, but now is it point of contact? No, point of contact is this. This still has a 0 velocity. Yes or no? Now after some time again this particle will go here and the particle was somewhere here, again it will come here. So at this point again the point of contact will be 0. Are you understanding? Virtually it will be 0. Have you understood? And how to get the direction? All of you know it. Okay? Got it? Just do the vector addition. You just resolve the vectors. So in this case here, both in opposite direction, here magnitude and resultant direction will be 0. Have you understood? Okay. The next thing we are going to study is kinetic energy of the rolling body. I hope you have watched my previous video on the radius of gyration, okay, or radius of gyration, because that we are going to apply now. Okay. Now we are going to find expression for kinetic energy of a rolling body. Expression for kinetic energy of a rolling body. Now definitely this body is rotating, so obviously it is going to have kinetic energy. Energy possessed by the body due to motion is called as kinetic energy. Now let us find what is the kinetic energy associated with this. Now again, before I derive, use your common sense. Here it is undergoing translational motion as well as rotational motion. So who is going to give you the translational motion? Definitely the center of mass particle. And who is going to give rotational motion? The rest all particles. Yes or no? Okay. Now understand here. Kinetic energy of this. I'll just draw again the same diagram. The point X. Okay. The point X. And after some times, again I am just classifying them. It's a translational motion. After some time the point X will come here and the center of mass will remain as it is. So this particle, the center of mass particle, is moving with velocity v. Imagine the center of mass particle. Are you understanding? If I imagine this is the center of mass of my marker. So when I rotate it, when I rotate it, look here, look here. When I start my journey from here, please look at center of mass. Don't look at other particles. What you're observing, the center of mass is going straight line, whereas other particle, the particle at this point is going here and again it is coming here. But what about center of mass? It is going straight. So it is going straight means it is satisfying translational motion property. And other particles are obeying which property? Rotational motion particle. Rotational energy. So let us find kinetic energy of this particle and kinetic energy of this particle. When I add both the particles kinetic energy, I am going to get what? Kinetic energy of the rolling body. Yes or no? So first, kinetic energy of a body moving in a translational motion will have what? Half mv square. Shall I write COM for your convenience? Center of mass. Are you understanding? What is another kinetic? This is for translational. Got it? Please don't confuse yourself. Kinetic energy, translational kinetic. Second, we have one more kinetic energy. Which energy it is? Rotational wala. Rotational wali kinetic energy. So what is rotational wali? Half, instead of m shall I use I? Moment of inertia. No, instead of v shall I write omega square? Got it? Instead of v shall I write omega square? Yes. Okay. Now this is equation number 2. Now you know that I is equal to what? Mk square. What is Mk square? If you have seen the radius of gyration video, you will understand this. Where k is a constant which is known as radius of gyration. What is the radius of gyration? It's a perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation where the entire mass of the system is assumed to be concentrated. Keeping into mind moment of inertia is kept constant. So I is equal to mk square. All of you are familiar with this. And what is omega? We know that v is equal to r into omega. So omega will be what? Omega will be v by r. Got it? Have you understood? Now we will substitute the value of I and omega in equation 2. So once we substitute this kinetic energy, in bracket you again write rotational wali kinetic energy. So now substitute. So 1 by 2, instead of I shall I write mk square into, instead of omega square shall I write v square by r square. V square by r square. Are you understanding? Okay. So this is my kinetic energy. This will give you equation number 3. I hope you understood what instead of I have written mk square and instead of omega I have written v by r. Now this is translational kinetic energy. This is rotational kinetic energy. Addition of those both energy will give you kinetic energy of rotational body. So what I will do, I will add equation 3 and 1. So add now. So total kinetic energy. Just see how do I do that? Half mv square center of mass plus I'll take this k. This also will be center of mass now since radius of gyration I am considering here. So this will be what? 1 by 2. I'll take m. I'll take capital M here then. M k square v square r square. Is it right? Okay. I'll write now here. Okay. Have you understood? So now total kinetic energy will be what? Take half mv square common. So half mv square. So what will be left inside? 1 plus k square by r square. Got it? So this will be what? Kinetic energy will be half mv square 1 plus k square divided by r square. Are you understanding? So this is the expression for pure kinetic energy of pure rolling body. Have you understood? So 1 by 2 mv square 1 plus. So I have taken 1 by 2 mv square as a common. So when I take common, here will be left is 1 plus what is left here? K square and r square. Have you understood? So we will stop it here. So next class we'll study theorem of perpendicular and parallel axis theorem. Okay. So in today's class we have just studied pure rolling. What is pure rolling? It's a combination of translational motion and rotational motion. Who is going to give translational motion? A particle which is traveling in a straight line. Which is that particle? A center of mass. Who is going to give rotational motion? All the other particles. Add those particles, you are going to get what? A pure rolling. Okay, pure rolling is a combination of pure translational and pure rotational. Okay, the word pure has very important meaning here. Then we have studied how to get the direction as well as magnitude. You just add them. Vector addition you have to do. Simple vector addition, what you have studied in motion in plane topic. Okay, then you should know the point of contact. The point of contact in case of pure rolling, it will be 0. Don't take any other velocities. It will be always 0. Then we can you should know the displacement as well as the acceleration part, and then kinetic energy of rolling body. Get due to translational, rotational, add them and you're going to get this. Okay, I hope you understood this. We'll meet in the next class. Okay, thank you.